Hey everybody, I'm Belinda Sandor. I'm your host for Lessons from the Cockpit. Today we're going to talk about how to expand your skill set when you're a virtual assistant. Welcome to Lessons from the Cockpit. This is my weekly show for virtual assistants, giving you practical and tactical advice so that you can really jumpstart your business and have the life that you want. You know, the life that you deserve. Working from home, being with your family, taking care of your kids, and I'm committed to helping you get there. So, Lessons from the Cockpit is coming from my heart, and I'm excited to do this with you. So, today we're going to talk about how to expand your skill set as a virtual assistant. And the reason I want to talk about this, there's a lot of reasons. One is that I feel like we have a lot of chicken chatter in our head, you know, kind of stuff. When it comes to skills, there's a lot of mindset things going on. We sometimes have made up a story that certain skills are required if you're going to make the big bucks, which isn't true. All kinds of things. So we're going to step through them today in this episode of Lessons from the Cockpit, so that hopefully you'll have more confidence when it comes to your skills. Let's get started, okay? First, I want to tell you my story. Many of you are new joining our community, the Virtual Assistant Connection, and might not heard how this all started for me, which I think the main point I want to make is that, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. So here I am. I have a successful virtual assistant business. You know, I'm working from home. I'm making a nice income, but it always wasn't like that. It definitely always was not like that. So here's where I started out 11 years ago. I'm a newly single mom, so I need to figure out how am I going to navigate that. I also didn't have a job, no job, and I had a ton of debt. And I don't mean a ton of debt like, you know, a couple $1,000s on the credit card. I'm talking about the kind of debt where I couldn't pay my mortgage for over a year, trying to catch up, just really feeling desperate. And the other thing was I was just about to turn 50. So I just really thought, how is this ever going to happen? We had to move. This is my little delicious daughter, Emily, in the picture with me. She's 9 years old, and we had to move 3 times in 4 years, which is very chaotic. It's very stressful. And so you can imagine that there was struggle everywhere. And the thing is that I really believed, and I'm so grateful that I was able to shift this thinking. But I thought, you know, at my age, there's no way I can turn this around. You know, there's no way I can turn it around. And I was just going to have to deal with it. And then what happened is I decided that I didn't want to go back into corporate. I had been in corporate for a long time, and I didn't want to do that because I wanted to be with Emily. I wanted to build a life around that things that were important to me in the everyday, you know, like picking her up at the bus stop and going to, you know, dance recitals and things at school, and you know, and really being there for her when she was sick, you know, because kids get sick, and you know, when you have a job, it's very difficult to leave your workplace. You know, this is way before the working from home thing, right? Hey, Sandy, thanks for coming. Let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to know who's here. There's a lot of you right now. So let me know where you're coming in from, and give me a 1 to 10 on how you feel about your existing skill set. So a 10 is you're rocking it, and a 1 is, you know, you're feeling not great about it. I'd love to know that. So Frederic is here. Hello. Hello, Tasha. Thanks for coming. This is great. Great. So being in this situation and not knowing, you know, really what to do, I thought, okay, I need some cash. I'm going to temp. I'd been an admin before, back in the dark ages when they called us secretaries. And I thought, you know what, I can type, I can do office work, you know, I can do this. So I jump in, I go to the temp agency, I get some work, and I realized 2 things. One is that there's a big need for admins out there. And I also realized that the clients were paying more than I was getting. So what I mean by that is the temp agency was getting a piece of it, of course, because they were finding the work, but that people, if I was getting, $30 an hour and the temp agency was getting 45, that meant I could probably get 45 if I went direct, but I had to figure out how to get clients, right? So here's what I did. I told everybody I knew that I was doing admin work, everyone I knew. And the thing that happened is going to probably surprise you, because we think we have to look for clients in these kind of crazy places. We think we have to stalk people on LinkedIn, things like that. Happened at the bus stop. Met at the bus stop. One of the dads says to me, what's new? And I say, oh, I decided to, start my own business. I'm going to help people with admin work. And he just stopped dead in his tracks. And he said, oh my gosh, I just started a business. We have to talk. I'm driving my wife crazy, because he needed help. He needed help. She had a job. They had 3 kids, and so I started working with him, and I was doing these like everyday kinds of things. Even though it'd been a while since I'd been in the office, the things that he needed me to do were really life skill things. He needed me to help him with his calendar. He needed me to help him with his email. He needed me to install software on a computer. He needed me to pay his bills. I knew how to do that. So those are the things that I did. And then my next client I met in the buffet line of a wedding, right? He says, what do you do? I say, I'm doing admin work. I didn't have it all figured out yet. And he's like, great. He gives me his card, and I connect with him on LinkedIn the next day, which felt like such a big deal. I have to tell you, it really felt like a big deal, but I did it. I got out of my comfort zone, and lo and behold, he got in touch with me, and he asked me if I wanted to do an event with him, meaning collect the money, go to the event, sell his book in the back of the room, things like that. And so I said yes. And then I continued to work with him, and he asked me if I would figure out how he could do webinars. So I didn't know how to do webinars. He didn't know how to do them, but he didn't want to figure it out. So he paid me to figure it out. We're still doing them today, 11 years later. So it doesn't have to be as difficult as you think to get those clients. And now here I am, having told bajillions of people about my work, and I've worked now with over 225 clients. I've been in business 11 years, and every year, starting the second year, I made $100,000 or more. So that equals over $1 million, which is really kind of crazy when you think about it. But I'm not a unicorn, and if I can do it, you can do it. And if you follow my system, you can absolutely do it. You can absolutely do it, because you're going to be able to skip all the mistakes that I made, for sure. So this is what it looks like now. This is Emily. You can see she's growing up. She's almost, oh my gosh. Well, let's just keep her at 20. She's not almost 21. Let's just keep her at 20 for now, because it's going by so quickly. And this is Greg, who is absolutely the man of my dreams. And we got married last summer. This is our wedding. These are his boys. And it's just crazy to me that, I was able to end the struggle with the money. I was able to catch things up. I was able to have a business that I love, working with people who respect me. I have this amazing man, all these kids, and 12 chickens in my backyard. I never would have been able to guess that. And I really think it's because being a virtual assistant gave me the freedom to work through the things I had to work through. I was able to decide how much money I wanted to make, and I was able to work around my life. So I highly recommend it. Okay, let's see who's here. Christine is here. Hello, hello, hello. Pamela, Skillset, 7 to 8. Good for you. Good for you. Dana's here. Hi, Dana, from snowy Colorado. It snowed here too. I'm in Connecticut. Hello. Skillset 5. Okay. Hello. Dawn says good afternoon. Feels like it's morning still. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. So first I want to address the mindset. Okay. Because there's definitely some things going on in our heads, especially around skills, I think. Especially around skills. It looks like Yvonne's here too. Hello, Yvonne. So you might be feeling like this. All right. You overwhelmed. There's so much I have to learn. How am I ever going to do it? This is like crazy. I've been out of the workplace. There's no way I can catch up. Okay. So totally overwhelmed. You could always be questioning yourself. And I know I've seen a lot of people do this. I did this as well until I calmed down about this. I should learn this and not that. And is this more valuable or is that more valuable? And which are the skills that I need that can make the most money? Always, the chatter going all the time. And I really always felt like everybody knew more than me. I'm looking at that one and that one. And how am I going to do that? That's not where I am. That's not where I am. Christine, she said, I missed a question about Skillset. Yes. So put in the comments where you are 1 to 10 on how you feel about your skill set. 1 is you feel like you have no clue. 10 is you're rocking and rolling. So, let me know in the chat, the comments, I guess. Okay. And then here's the other one. Here's the big one, right? Insert other unhelpful thought here. So what are some of the unhelpful thoughts that you have? What are some of the things that you think about your skills? Are there skills you think, I really need to have? If I just had this, it would be okay. I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear. And Christine says, 9, I have the skills. Yes, you do. Just not the people. And we'll get those people to you. So for those of you who are here and watching the replay, starting very soon is the VA Client Kickstart Challenge, which is all about getting you a steady stream of clients in your business. So wait till the end, and I'll show you how to join up, and we'll get those people. We will get those people. So here's the thing. So we feel all these things. We're uncomfortable. We're unhappy, and this is the reality, though. This is the reality, is that you have to start from where you are, because that's where you are, right? You can't, you could try to, start from somewhere else, but you really are where you are. And I think the faster that you accept this and just say, okay, I'm starting from here. There's a place over there I want to go, but this is where I am. And just really take that in for a minute, because we think all of this frantic craziness is going to help us, right? All of this frantic craziness. So Christine says, oh, unhelpful thought. It's like dating. They won't like me. Right. They won't like me. I know. And I think that comes because one of the reasons we are so good at being VAs, we're people pleasers. We want people to like us, right? And that's an actual fear, right? And Belinda, I love your story. I feel like I'm already up to date on this. As soon as I'm a member of VA school, I'm going to duck out and go hit some modules yeah, awesome. Dana is part of VA school, and she's going to go hit some modules. That's awesome. And if you are a member of VA school, if you're a student, there's also an app on your phone. And so you can just put the modules in your ears, while you're driving or walking or something. And then if there's something to implement, you can come back and listen to it. But it's very portable. It's very portable. Christine has PTSD from corporate and their endless soft skills and performance reviews. Oh yeah, we don't have that anymore. Okay, Lana says, I'm feeling pretty good about my skills, 8 or 9, plus I can figure it out mindset. Excellent. Lana is an Excel goddess. Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. Belinda is wonderful, everybody. She's the best mentor. You are in the perfect place. Thank you. And Yvonne says, probably a 9, always room to learn. Absolutely. That's good. That's good. I'm glad. All right. So I want to do a little bit more mindset work, and then we're going to talk about a bunch of ways to learn a new skill. Okay. So what I want to talk about here is something that is called table setting. Now, I want you to be aware of this when you're just starting out, because here's what table setters do. Table setters update their website, order their business cards, set up their social media, all of these things, but they also I don't know if I can say this, procrastinate. They procrastinate, which is a combination of procrastination and learning. And they think that they just can't get out there until they know this, until they know that. And what happens is you just can't ever get there, because here's what we do. We keep moving the target, right? We keep moving the target. As soon as I know MailChimp, I'll be ready. As soon as I, learn Google Calendar, I'll be ready. As soon as this, as soon as that, and we keep moving it. And so we never get there. So instead of doing that, what I want you to do is bring clients in, because clients bring work, and work brings new skills, right? Because they're going to teach you how to do their work. You're going to figure out some of their new work. And so I just want to make sure you're not setting the table. So let me know if I have any table setters in here, just moving things around, because I want you to bite into the feast, that big giant, whatever it is that you love, I want you to bite into it. Awesome. So Dana says, I can figure it out, has changed my life. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. And I literally have clients, and I mentioned this when I was talking about my second client, but clients will ask me that all the time. They'll say, hey, I just want to put something in your brain. Can you figure this out? And then they'll tell me what it is. And I either know the answer, or I figure it out. So they love it. They just don't want to have to do it. I was talking to Greg about this last night. And what he said was, well, he said something funny, which I'm not going to repeat, but he mixed up his metaphors. But it's like when you're doing these really simple things for clients, it's like the lion, and I think it's the mouse, I'm going to look this up, is taking the thorn out of their paw, and it really, some of these things, it's like a thorn in their paw for the clients, they just don't want to, they don't want to have to figure it out. Just like I don't want to figure my taxes out. Thank God Greg's a CPA. I do not want to figure that out. I would pay a lot of money for someone to just do it. And I used to. And they're willing to pay us to do the things that are the thorn in their paw. And because it's easy for us doesn't mean it's not valuable. It just means it's easy. So let's see. Yvonne said, let's see. Christine, I'm more of a look before you leaper. Yeah. And Yvonne says, did that for a year and a half before I got serious. Yeah. Total table setter over here. I've been helping people for free for about a year instead of actually opening up shop. Yeah. No, leap before you look. Looker. Okay, got it. I thought that was more you. Yes, I started as a VA with no idea what I would specialize and learned so much in a short time. Priceless getting all that experience. Excellent. Excellent. You guys are great. You guys are great. Yeah. All right. So if you're table setting, pick up the drumstick or whatever you want to be on that table, a piece of cake or whatever, and take a bite. You're going to love it. And on the other side, it's going to be so much less scary. You're not going to believe it. All right. So two big things I just want you to put in the back of your head, because these are the two sort of objections that I hear. I have to know everything ahead of time. And you can't, because things are invented every day. I've been a VA for 11 years full time. I still learn new things every single day. I think, oh, that connects that over here. Like, how did I miss that? Totally learning new things all the time. So just, write this down, put it on a Post-it. You'll figure it out. I'll figure it out as I go. I can't know everything ahead of time, and just put it on your computer. I have Post-its along my monitors just to remind you. So when you start to freak out and get that feeling, you can just look at the Post-its and say, I'm good. I'm good. Because when you're freaking out, you can't figure it out. There's like a disconnect in your brain. So you need to remain calm and just say, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Okay, great. Sandy says, I was a table setter for a long time. I didn't realize it until you put a name to it in VA school. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a total thing. Yeah. It's so much easier to set the table, right? It's so much more comfortable. We look busy. We feel like we're getting something done. We're just not getting the thing done that's going to get us, where we need to go. Okay. So now we're going to dive into how to increase your skill set as a virtual assistant. Okay. The first thing I want you to do is follow your interests. Not follow what the big bucks are, what you think, like social media. A lot of people think I'm going to make the big bucks with social media or ClickFunnels or marketing automation. I'm going to learn all these really hard things. And I'm here to tell you that you only want to do work that you're interested in. Sometimes, yes, you have a client, you're doing all this great work and they ask you to do something you don't really love. As long as you don't mind and you know how to do it, it's okay. But a big client of mine asked me yesterday, can you go to this meeting with me and take notes? Very technical. I've been in these meetings before. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't. I can't follow what's happening in the conversation. And I didn't feel, dumb. I just told him the truth, and he said, okay, that's all right. And later, I don't know why I did this, but I did because I'm human. I said, why don't I try it? He said, no, it's okay. I think you were clear. It's not a superpower of yours. And I said, great. And we kept moving and we're working together and it's fine, So follow your interests. Follow your interests. Very important. One more thing. In case you really are stuck on, you can't make the big bucks unless you do something that you don't want to do. I want you to think, I want you to remember that there are so many VAs out there. I mean, I've trained so many of you guys, right? We've been very close quarters together and we talk, and there is no shortage of clients out there that are willing to pay $50, $60, $70, and in my case, $90 an hour to do everyday things. Like today, I did scheduling for an hour for a client. It was not hard. You look at his calendar, you send the admin on the other side 5 times that, he can, that they can meet. The admin emails you back, you send the calendar invite, you're done, right? So it's this very simple stuff, but to the client, he is so overwhelmed with all this back and forth because his brain is big and giant and creative, and he's out there building this ginormous company, and he needs people like us to just keep him on the rails, really keep him on the rails. So I just want to let you know that statement's not true, okay, about you have to have certain skills to make money. Yvonne says, I still catch myself when I'm table setting and remind myself to sit down and enjoy the meal. Yeah, I caught myself table setting in a massive way on Monday. I couldn't believe it. Someone called me out on it, my coach. And at first I was like, no, she just doesn't know what she's talking about. And I didn't say that. I was like, okay, yeah, okay, we're just not going to listen to that. And then the next day, I was table setting so much, I cut my hands with the knife. I mean, it just everything kind of exploded and took longer than it should have. And I thought, oh, yeah, you need to stop doing that. So it happens. It creeps up on us. So just know that, okay? So definitely follow your interests. I want you, hold on. No. Okay. I want you to leverage the skills you already have. And what I mean by that is take them to the next level. All right. So make a list of the things that you know how to do, that you like to do, and see how you can take them to the next level. So for example, PowerPoint. I knew enough PowerPoint. I love doing PowerPoint, which is a good thing, right? Because I do PowerPoint slides all the time for the VA connection and for my clients. And when I first learned PowerPoint, I was actually putting the logo on the footer of the bottom of every slide. And I didn't know how to do the slide master. If you don't know what that is, it'll change your life. And so I was using it. It was fine, but I really liked it and I wanted to take it to a different level. So this was a long time ago. So I bought an Excel for Dummies book, not Excel, PowerPoint for Dummies book, and I read it. I like reading stuff like that. I put Post-its in all the places where I wanted to try it because I was reading it on a bus going to work. And I went through it and I learned how to take it to the next level. Now, am I a PowerPoint ninja? No. Do I know more than most people? Yep. Do I know more than my clients? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I still learn new things, all the time. So let's look over here and see what we got. Christine says, how many times we're in denial? Sheepishly raises hand. Yeah, I know for sure. I charged way too little as a VA. I'm putting together a package offering. I would love to do a coaching session with you on the package offer pricing. Do you offer that? I do not offer individual coaching. However, we should probably talk offline. I do have a program called VA School where you will have a bajillion hours of access with me. It's actually 52 hours where we are in very small group coaching. It's called VA School. Doors are opening, and I am very happy to talk to you about it. I can't see who you are, so if you want to shoot me a message in LinkedIn or an email, that would be awesome. In our country, starting salary for newbies is between $3 and $5. So I totally hear that. So here's how I think VAs in other countries can leverage and make more money. There are definitely services like Upwork and Fiverr and things like that. I do have a VA student who's in Malaysia. She's from the Philippines, and she wants to move back there and retire. So she's building her business. So I think the key to that is to not work with people who are in your country, to work with people in other countries where VAs make more money. So definitely look into how you can do that. And if you attend the Kickstart challenge that's coming up, I can show you my method for doing that. Okay. And it's awesome. Thank you. Okay, great. Awesome. All right. So I want you to leverage those skills. Okay. Leverage the ones you already have that you like to bring them to the next level. Okay. Now, I know this is really hard because we like options, but I want you to choose one. I want you to choose one tool at a time. And here's why I want you to do that. If you decide you're going to learn 5 different programs for doing email newsletters, like you're going to look at, Entreport and MailerLite and Infusionsoft and, MailChimp and Constant Contact, and you're just going to learn all of them. You're going to get the trial, do the thing. You're not going to learn one of them well. And I want you to learn one of them really, really well so that you're comfortable. You understand, you understand how it works, how the pieces come together, how to put in an image, all of the things. And the reason I want you to do that, because I worked in Constant Contact for a really long time. And then a client came along and she said, can you use MailChimp? And I said, I haven't done it before, but I know other software in the same category very well. So I'm sure I can figure it out. Right? She says, great. So if in Constant Contact, it's a list, in MailChimp, it's an audience. It's a bunch of people that you're emailing, right? There's different phrases and there's different ways how that it works, but essentially it's the same. So it's easier to problem solve a new application when you have experience, with one deeply. Okay. So choose one. Document what you learn. Take notes. Evernote is great for this. You could have a notebook called, My New Skills. Jot down what you learn, the steps, so that you don't have to go relearn it when you are using it. And this helps a lot. If you use it for a real project, that helps somehow, really get the skill in your brain and you can see how it works. It's always been hard for me to theoretically learn a new application or skill. So that's one of the great things about that, is that I want you to use your own business as a display case. So if you want to do email newsletters for people, and I want you to do this either way, I want you to start writing an email newsletter and send it out. So now you're learning the tool and you're staying in touch with people, and the people that get it will say, oh, look at that. That's such a beautiful newsletter. I should get her to do that for me. Newsletters are not dead. They're not even close to dead. Their hearts are beating strong. So, that's one example. Another is I set up Acuity on my website. So it's like Calendly, so people can schedule time. I have done so many installs of Acuity because when people come for a discovery call, they say, oh, this is pretty slick. And then they ask me about it and I say, sure, I can set that up for you. So it's a way that I can take a Saturday and learn the tool without the pressure of it being for a client, improve my own business, and then, advertise it all over the place by having it on my website. So I want you to try to do the work for a real project. Okay. Make it a part of your routine. So if you want to learn something new, maybe pick a new skill every couple of months, put it on your calendar, new skills Saturday or Friday or whatever day. For me, I tend to do it on the weekend because clients aren't sending me things. It's kind of a quiet day at my house, and I like it. It's really fun to do. And so look around your business and figure out what your business needs to get you in the next best, better place. And that's a great skill to take on. Okay. So questions about any of this? How did this land? And before we go, so go ahead and put your comments in the chat. I'd love to see them. And if you're watching the replay, please put in hashtag replay. I'll come back around and look for the comments, and I'll definitely respond to you. But what I want you to know is that we have something called the VA Client Kickstart Challenge. It's kind of a mouthful, and it's going to be starting on Monday. I'd love to have you come. You can register right here at this URL right here, vachallenge.info. We have a pop-up Facebook group where there's already almost 1,000 people in there. It's very exciting. There's a lot of energy in there. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 days and train you every single day for about an hour, hour and a half on how to get a steady stream of clients in your VA business. It is probably going to really surprise you what I'm going to say, because I'm not saying the same things everyone else is. It's really simple how you do this, and it's not icky. It's not icky at all. You don't have to be on social media. You don't have to have some big LinkedIn presence. None of that. None of that. So join me, and I'll show you how it's done. So everybody, thank you for coming to this episode of Lessons from the Cockpit. I really appreciate it. I'm Belinda Sandor, your host, signing off until next time. I hope you'll join us every Friday at noon, and we'll enjoy some time together. Bye-bye.